basically the ending we see, just basically continue off of that. Just end it the way it did end. Because I think that the ending was brilliant.
I think the ending was fantastic.
Was very, very good. You get to see
it's
his
the
character.
perfect setup for both the Joker and the Batman.
And the Batman.
Uh-huh.
And I love that duality because it reinforces why the Joker is such a big influence towards Batman.
Mm-hmm.
To Bruce Wayne.
It really does reinforce like they're
intertwined.
It's the perfect. It's
just naturally.
The perfect villain and hero, I think, out there. Out of all the comics,
name a more iconic villain for the Batman. For Batman,
it just has to be Joker. It has to be Joker.
There's no one else that comes close. Like, I don't even know who would come close. Bane, because he broke the bat.
Nah.
Al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul would be the
closest one. And the Penguin, I guess, too.
Ra's al Ghul and then Penguin. But Ra's al Ghul has more meaning because he has Damian Wayne.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then also he even taught the bat.
Well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
See, exactly. But they don't come close to the Joker.
Al Ghul's daughter is basically
his wife, I guess.
Love interest.
One of his love interests.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean...
Well, his love interest, because he's the only one that cares about her. It's not like Catwoman. Basically, Catwoman was... You know, she was into him, and then he kind of is just like... You know, he does the flirtiness. But
they had the whole series where they were about to get married.
You do realize there's multiple... no, they did have a comic that they got married twice in two different series.
No, I mean, like, recently.
To me...
And ended up having a kid, too.
Well, to me, my favorite way of Batman would be with Talia.
Yeah.
I think that's the better story.
I think it is because of Damian.
Exactly.
But I also feel like the Catwoman and Batman. Let's get back on the Joker.
Yeah.
All right. That took a turn.
Yeah. I was gonna say I saw if I don't know if you saw, but I saw a lot of elements from Dark Knight Returns, like the comic.
Yep.
And the Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I
saw
a lot of elements on those. Right.
I think that was me.
And oof.
Please turn your phones off.
Cell phones must be off. Okay. Anyways,
don't worry about it. Yeah. But you know, like the whole talk show with Murray, that was totally Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, you know what? I feel like it would have been a little bit of a better scene if they followed a little bit more closely to that that comic and that element, and he actually started shooting up everyone. You know?
Yeah, just went home
just went ham. Yeah. And I feel like it would have been a little bit more dramatic and.
But then
tense.
The ending wouldn't make as much sense either, because people revered him.
Yeah, this is why. Yeah, because if he would have gone on a killing rampage, then everybody who was on a riot,
people would have realized that he was definitely a psycho instead of.
See, this is why I say the vest would have been a little bit better, because he could have held everybody in their hostage and give his entire speech on why he was doing this. Basically, the speech that he gave, just up it up, a little bit. Do a little more dramatic, more Joker-esque.
I feel like it also took a little bit too much time.
Hey, shut up! Let him speak. He's been waiting.
I actually wanted to say that what Eddie was saying could happen, but instead of people realizing that he was psychotic, they could have just cut off the cameras right then and there. People wouldn't have seen that he could just gone ballistic and killed everybody. The cameras could have caught off there. Nobody would have known, and he would have just killed everybody.
I mean,
there would have been a few survivors. But by the time that those survivors, that's when the survivors would have spread the word, and then people be like, "Oh no, I don't believe you."
I don't know. I think it did well.
Overall, it's still
the ending that they gave. The ending that they gave, I think, was good. It does stand alone.
It wasn't whack.
Very, very well. It wasn't like it was a bad ending. No, to me, as a Joker fan, I would want to see a better intro, or a better exit.
You want to see more Joker.
More Joker, because that introduces you to the Joker movie when it comes to whenever they're gonna do the next one, like the Batman or the next Joker movie or whatever.
Do you really think there's gonna be a sequel after this one?
Probably not a sequel, but it'll probably tie in. And if it would be a sequel, it'll have to basically be after a Batman movie, or something like that. Kind of, if you would think about it more like, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, then Avengers type deal.
Yeah.
Where you establish the story with the three, and then you do the big showdown.
Yeah.
That's at least that's how I would have done it. They started with Joker. Joker would be the Tony Stark in this, but you see the villain side. Yeah. You see how the world basically gets established.
Okay.
Now I would go to like a Batman. You continue off of where you left off right here in Joker, move to how Batman starts growing up, gets his training. You introduce Batman's back. I guess an origin story would not be, I guess another thing. If they want to switch it up a little bit, maybe go towards the Al Ghul version of it.
Okay.
He goes over there, trains with them, and then you can probably introduce it. I would hate another origin story for Batman.
Yeah,
it's been done so much. It's like a Spider-Man origin story. Or a Superman.
I would probably go there or go to at least sometime in the future once he's already established as Batman, and then you get that big Joker moment going on.
Yeah.
And you get that Batman trying to stop Joker. He stops him, but it's actually the first step to a bigger plot that Joker has.
Yeah.
And then eventually, towards the end of that movie, you get that grandioso type ending where Batman's get trapped and then, the hero's trapped. It looks like the villain's winning, and then bam, there you go. Batman somehow.
We should have gone past the 30-minute mark so far. So, you want to wrap up on it, or do you want to just go the whole show, basically?
Man, let's just keep going, cause I feel like we're not even. I feel like we're halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of.
Regardless of what we're saying, I think alone, it's good. It stands alone as a very good film.
I mean,
and it did its job. I mean, that's a comeback that DC really needed, that DC Comics really needed, and I'm glad they did it.
It's a good start.
It is a good start.
It's a wonderful start. Like I said, without a doubt, that this movie is definitely one that should be, rewatched multiple times, because you'll start picking up smaller details.
Small
I remember the first time I watched it, for example, I ended up appreciating the dance the Joker ends up doing throughout the more times I watched it, because first time I watched it, I was just, all right, this is demented, it's crazy, the guy's, he's feeling something. But then I also realized smaller details, like he holds his hand in a fist like motion, and it looks like he's wielding a knife and he's carving into something every now and then. And so it just made it even more demented once I realized that.
There's a lot of symbolic things. A lot of people were saying that it shows like there's an agenda behind it.
Yeah.
I guess I can see it. I can pick up on it. But I don't think it's pushed out as hard as people are interpreting it. You gotta view it. You gotta view this movie more like as a comic book fan or as a Joker fan.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
world building.
Yeah, not necessarily on what's going on today or what's it does play a certain part to it, and it does touch on it.
It's also a fictional world.
It's a film based upon a character that we know suffers from some crazy problems, and it has always been crazy since the first time they created this character. So they have to kind of implement it somehow to fit our generation, so that we can understand how it is. Because a movie like this would not work back when they did the first Joker, the first time Joker was ever established on screen. It would not work.
No.
It would be very, very, very hardcore rated. It would not.
It
even,
almost didn't even work in the comics in the 80s.
Exactly, precisely.
Like
So
at the time that they were released, they weren't that famous. They were more famous later on.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, with time's changing, you have to kind of adapt to what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's what they did, and that's what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to interpret it so that the viewer, whoever is new to this, would understand and can relate to what's going on today, and versus what this character is going through. Now,
Yeah, I don't believe there's
yeah,
any
I don't
political propaganda.
yeah, I don't feel like they were going toward this agenda that rich people suck, and that they death to all rich, or being crazy is good. We should all aspire to go crazy. I don't think that that's the case. I think they needed to relate.
I think the real
for the-
message
for
of
the
the
people.
movie overall, like if you want to talk it to that, is just to be more aware of how you treat others. Like those
I
who
could-
are
I
less
could honestly
fortunate than
pick up
you.
on
Like,
that.
I
Yeah.
honestly believe that's what it's trying to be about, because that's the reason why people freaking revered the Joker in this movie, because he was standing up for himself. He wasn't gonna be he wasn't going to be walked on. People romanticize that idea. You somewhat get that from when his love interest in the movie says, when she reads the thing, she basically says, so what, 3 more jerks are dead in a city full of them?
Yeah, I mean,
Stuff like that.
I just, as a whole, I wouldn't view this movie as trying to
No.
find an agenda,
No.
because you're looking too much into it. I'd watch the film more like, okay, this is how
fiction.
this is fiction. This is how
definitely
the
just
world
how the world works around
this character, and
Yeah.
this is how he views the world.
And it's his origin. It's the consequences of the society that builds the Joker. We're not saying anything about our society. We're just saying about, hey, if society gets this bad, this could be a possible result.
So I wouldn't say not even in our world. I would just I would just go in that
I mean,
world.
first of all, we don't know how Gotham really is.
Exactly.
Like, what we know about Gotham is that basically it's the worst criminal activity city
Oh yeah.
in the entire DC universe.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt. It makes, current bad cities.
You go 2 hours north and head towards Metropolis, and you get nothing but metas.
Oh yeah.
Yeesh. So,
Oh
Two
yeah.
different worlds.
so meta. No.
You got one that's like crime infested, dark, and foggy.
And then you get this other one that looks so futuristic and sunshiny.
It's like
Yeah, it's full of science and meta. I mean, it's just
Alright.
it is. Remember, this is a fictional
It's
world.
fiction.
It's a fictional story.
You're not going to look at stuff that's also fictional, like you'll look at The Walking Dead and start judging people based off of actions that they do there. Or watch shows like Game of Thrones and be like, yeah, people will definitely do this, and judge it in our society.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean-
It's fiction. It's storytelling. You can't take it
Yeah,
too
I
literal.
would say, as I've written certain things, and you do get inspiration for things that do happen in the world.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Now,
But you usually
but you
blow
use
them
it
out of
at a
proportion. And
proportion
stuff. That's
just
what
to-
satirical work is.
Mhm.
So.
yeah.
It's,
So I just think that's what they went for.
We're back. Hi, welcome. As you can tell, Eddie transformed into Jesse. Jesse transformed into cameraman. Cameraman transformed into Eddie. This is Aziad. He's normally behind the camera.
Yo.
He's been upgraded. Basically, what happens in this part is now that sticking to. You good?
I'm sorry, I just thought of a meme.
You want to share with the class?
Yeah. So I was thinking of like the Pokemon evolution meme, where it's like, camera guy evolved into a problem.
I'm not even in the camera and I still get bullied.
That's your role, man. That's your role.
Every episode.
Nah, this
Right,
is,
right.
this is
Anyways, what we were gonna talk about real quick is we were just gonna talk over like 3 of the most iconic female villains that work in Gotham. Let's start off with
Well, I'll just say it's debatable
Wait,
that
who-
there are 3 female
they're the
favorites.
They're the 3 most iconic, I would say.
Alright,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, yeah, for us, but maybe other people might disagree with us. If you do, comment below.
Anyway, so who actually came first out of the 3?
Harley.
Catwoman.
I
No?
wouldn't say Harley because Harley was originally comes from a She was from a cartoon.
Ivy came first.
Ivy
I
came
think-
first.
Was it Ivy?
I think so. When it comes to origins and power, I think I.
Origins and powers comes to Ivy.
Catwoman was later.
Yeah, she was later. She
was the
develops.
last one.
Yeah.
Was
Harley
she?
came into play when it came to
Hmm.
Joker.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I think Catwoman appears more in like earlier in the comics than Harley Quinn ever did.
Either way.
But timeline wise, Harley comes before. But like in real life, who was developed first? I think it was Catwoman before.
Like who debuted first?
Yeah,
debut
now that I think
first-
about it, yes.
F it, let's just go with Poison Ivy. So who wants to talk about it? Because I only did research on
Okay.
Harley Quinn.
So, one of the things that I have about Poison Ivy is that I feel like she is the most deadliest one out of all of them if she can use her full potential. Because if they actually implement this real life stuff, there's a lot of deadly plants in this world that just by the touch you can actually die by it.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that I know they can incorporate that, but they have to nerf Poison Ivy. So they can't have her that super OP where she can just use that plan because she can literally kill anybody.
I mean, there was just something else that's not that's not just all. She's also known for like releasing these hormones or pheromones, whatever they're called,
Pheromones.
spores and stuff,
Pheromones, spores,
into the air, and she can basically turn any hot-blooded straight male to work for her.
Yeah, like just how.
Now those are hormones.
For example, Superman.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember that.
That's a what if theory. Yeah, she could easily control Superman if
She's the only one that can.
yeah. So that's an interesting thing. She's definitely like she could easily become overpowered, but since she's not really
They
a
haven't
good
put.
guy,
Yeah, I feel like they haven't put too much emphasis on her. They put more on Harley Quinn and Catwoman than they do her. She's like that side person that they just ignore a little bit.
yeah, most of the
Of
time,
course.
like from the little that I've seen, because like DC's not really my stuff. I've seen most of the time Poison Ivy involved with like Nightwing, Dick Grayson. That's when I see them.
The more you
don't
see more shine in Poison Ivy with Harley Quinn when they put that solo comic series of Harley Quinn when they're
Because like
explaining.
I don't
Yeah.
remember a lot like from what I've seen, and that also includes the horrible Batman and Robin movie.
Oh, did you guys also know
Which
that
one?
Poison Ivy is actually bisexual?
Yes.
Who?
Welcome to the common knowledge of the internet.
Yo,
Welcome to the fan
do
service.
you
If
guys
you
know
didn't
who is the
know-
female? Her female love interest,
Basically every female villain.
Harley.
Harley Quinn. Yes.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Harley Quinn now?
That's how we
okay.
transition.
I see what you were doing. Okay.
That is the worst segue
Alright.
I have ever seen.
Oh,
This is
man.
the last time he
You-
appears on camera.
Well,
I'll be here every
just
day.
needs more practice.
But okay, let's just suddenly switch to Harley Quinn out of
Alright.
nowhere, right? But okay. So the interesting thing about Harley Quinn is that most people will accept the origin story of her being the Joker's what's it called, psychiatrist?
Yes,
Yeah,
she was
Psychiatrist in the Arkham Hospital.
Arkham
Yeah,
Asylum.
Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum.
Technically, is a hospital.
Yeah.
From
He's over here doing Joker's dance behind the camera. All right. Anyways, Arkham Asylum, where basically she, in different versions of the origin story. One version is where she goes there because she felt like she would be like the best over there. When she walks in, she feels like she's the best one to understand these people. Better than all the other doctors. She does something unorthodox where she disguises herself to try to become like an inmate. And that's how she got to meet the Joker and talk to him and everything. And eventually he just swoons her, I guess. Tricks her
yeah.
into it. And depending on some versions, it just ends up like that. And he just takes her along and she's just a normal human. Just as crazy as him. And then there's actually, I remember a variation of where Joker kidnaps her and then tosses her into an acid vat.
basically where he became Joker.
Yeah, and that,
Chemicals.
yeah, with that stuff. And then her skin gets permanently turned white. and
Oh,
stuff like that.
That was
But that's two different versions that I know. So
they used that for Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but
Remember that?
but the actual version was that she fell so in love with
Yeah.
Joker
That she became
that she became crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so like it's crazy. Dang.
Which is the actual original version.
I didn't mean to say it like that. Anyways, I can't say anything else. The crazy part about it is the fact that she goes along and she just allows to get abused all the time. Just loves the Joker. Thank you for coughing. All right.
He did that intentionally.
I know he did. I know. He's such a smug guy. Now that he's behind the camera and everything, he's just trying to get away with stuff.
He feels my power.
Shut up. Anyways, where was I? Anyways, she goes on, but like the thing about Harley Quinn that I think that makes her more unique to like what makes her different from the Joker is that she has shown to be able to like think very carefully about the consequences for people that she actually cares about.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I remember there's this one storyline where basically Catwoman and Bruce Wayne was gonna get married, and the Joker was gonna do something to interrupt the wedding, and Harley Quinn fought the Joker about that.
Yeah.
I believe the comic book was like Harley Quinn versus Joker or something like that.
I don't recall.
Yeah, but it was something like that happened, and I think that's that's unique to her story. I don't think the Joker would, he only cares about himself. Like he doesn't care about anyone else. The only closest person that he has that attaches to him is Harley Quinn. But then,
Actually,
But Harley Quinn, like in the recent comics, Harley Quinn got fed up with Joker.
Exactly.
And I think even when she kills him or something like that, or I know that she ends up getting over him, but she still is crazy.
there's also like, go ahead, my bad.
well, going back to Joker not caring about anybody, he actually deeply cares about the connection that he has with Batman. So he constantly wants to get thwarted, right, in his attempts to like commit crime, to then just redo the cycle over and over again, like escaping Arkham, then committing crimes again, and then Batman catching him, and then getting sent to Arkham, and then
That
But that's
doing-
that's about it. He only cares about his obsession with the Bat in a way.
But I mean, like, if the Bat dies, right?
Joker would be lost.
Yes. Right.
I think that's when Joker would become normal.
Well,
No.
it was touched on
Somewhat.
in the Dark Knight Returns comic series, where like Batman took a little bit of
Break.
a hiatus, right? Or not a little bit, but he took a hiatus, and the Joker stayed like, what was it,
Catatonic?
yeah, catatonic.
Vocab words.
Yeah.
English is
Big
not
brain words. All right. Anyways, he actually stayed
Stay
catatonic
in school, kids.
for the whole hiatus of Batman, like not being like Gotham's defender, right? And then as soon as he saw Batman on TV, he was like, "Ooh, my goodness! I gotta get back. I gotta make sure that everyone thinks that I'm sane, and then I gotta go on TV, and then I gotta kill these people, and then make sure that Batman knows that I'm still here for him."
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah, basically.
Oh God, please don't. All
All
right.
the fan fictions.
Oh no. All right. Back on topic. The crazy, like back to Harley Quinn, is that she's been depicted in so many different ways.
Some people even would argue that she's crazier than the Joker.
Yeah, in a way, some people can argue that, but there's also things that show that she could take that insanity and put it off to the side. Like, there's this one comic where she actually had a daughter with the Joker, and the daughter grows up with the rest of her family, and she refuses to let the Joker know about it and stuff like that because she doesn't want her daughter to get
Well,
involved.
even though the daughter doesn't even know that Harley Quinn is actually the mom for a long time, probably till she was what, like 8 or something.
Well,
that
yeah,
she just
but-
ends up like Assuming, oh wait, probably she is actually my mom.
Yeah,
The
but
one that I always
that
thought she was my
shows-
aunt.
That shows, Harley Quinn caring about that because she's like, if the child knew who I was, it's better for her to know that I wasn't.
Yeah, that's why she always portrays herself like to be like an aunt to the little girl.
And so that's why, in that thing, she's so almost down to earth. She thinks it through versus her normal psychotic tendencies of just, basically pancaking people with her mallet. And,
Or feeding them to the hyenas.
Or
Yeah.
feeding them to hyenas.
I
or
mean-
just cutting off her grandmother's head with a chainsaw in that one cartoon animated series.
Wow. That's a callback. Shoot.
That's a throwback.
I would say it was a nice touch.
Hey, but I mean,
And then, Harley Quinn's basically been shown to have, like, the same relationship with some people as if, like, guys hanging out with the boys. In the sense of she has a very close relationship with Poison Ivy and Catwoman. And so, as you stated, there's some stories where she's the partner of Poison Ivy. And she's just... I don't know too much about it. Maybe there is a story out there, or if that's a fan fiction story about her and Catwoman, but who cares?
I don't know about
I don't
that.
think
I don't
so.
know. Don't think
I
there
think
is.
that's just fan fiction.
Yeah, that's fan fiction at that
fiction.
point. But
Um,
anyways, the thing is, she's still close,
I
especially
can't
with Catwoman
say
as well.
specifically, but yeah,
So-
you can consider those like women the big three of like
Gotham.
the DC
Of
Gotham
in general.
villainesses,
But then again, isn't like Catwoman kind of like a vigilante?
She just cares
She
about
stays
herself.
on her own side.
She doesn't really do anything for good or for evil. She just does it for herself.
She's
Basically,
doing it
that
herself.
things that fit her own agenda.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
the
Or her friends.
chaotic neutral.
yeah, that's basically how she is.
Right.
She is actually like a chaotic neutral.
Way to use a D&D term. All right.
Hey, I mean,
It's the geek guild, bro.
I know. But, like, some people might
Brush
not
off
get
my
that
old
watching this.
skills.
Honest.
then they're not geek enough.
Alright, stop looking at the camera like you're actually intimidating.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That's like seeing that in video form is gonna be intimidating.
How's that intimidating with his big old Dorito nose? I'm sorry, we're just...
Dang, alright.
we got off topic real quick. Talk about Catwoman.
She's the babe.
Alright, that's it.
No, I don't know. I feel like she can hold her own within like Gotham, which I mean she has, right? Within the Gothamites and all the other villains, right? But I think the one thing that she really has like in her sleeve that can top everyone is that she has Batman in her sleeve.
Well, okay.
I mean,
the
to
thing
a-
about it, that to a certain degree, yes. To a certain degree, she has Batman in the ropes because what I think that she goes with Batman that she has, because Batman is a male. Alright? And a highly active male. If I add that, alright? So at the time. So basically what she uses lust to get to Batman. She uses yes. Yes. So basically what she does is just like she uses that, manipulates Batman's feelings into her own agenda and basically gets Batman to do her bidding, but makes him think that he's actually protecting the people. In reality, she's just trying to get with her.
Destruction.
But yeah, I mean, as long as she has Batman in her sleeve, like
Well,
Batman
then
has
again,
a contingency for everything.
but then again, it doesn't.
Except
It wouldn't.
for his Alright.
No, I would
Alright.
say, look, I would
He
say
does not have a
she
contingency
doesn't
plan
have
for that.
Batman in the bag as
Isn't-
much
Hold on,
anymore.
wait. Isn't the first interaction that Batman had with Catwoman is the fact that he let her go because he found her attractive?
I don't
No,
recall.
I remember something like that.
I
Like,
don't
he
recall.
literally let her go one time just because he said, "Hey, that's
Hey,
hot."
you're a cutie.
He
You get
said,
a freebie.
Hey, ha.
Oh my
Stop.
lord! All right, I think we should wrap it up. We're getting.
I mean,
a
I was
little
gonna
bit-
say like before we wrap it up, like I don't think Catwoman has Batman in the ropes anymore now because he has Damian and his actual love interest would be Talia.
Yeah, I mean, Talia does become recurring, but not to the Catwoman extent, you know. I guess it's just I feel like fans, even like from like on a wider spectrum, like would rather have Catwoman.
What's
and
more iconic,
Batman,
Catwoman and Batman on rooftops, or
or Talia?
Well,
and
technically,
Batman
if in
in,
reality,
you know, the monastery.
Talia did, you know,
Damian Wade?
drug
Yes,
Batman.
alright.
Yeah,
That's how Damien,
Damien
came
became
to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what you mean to tell me that she
Yeah.
Cosby
Yeah,
Batman?
yeah,
Yeah.
She Cosby'd the hell out of him.
Yeah, let's try to keep ourselves
Yeah.
monetized here. How-
She wanted his pudding butt.
we,
All right, we're wrapping it up right there, guys, for joining us on this episode of Geek Guild. Like, comment, subscribe. Please let us know what you think. What we should talk about in the comments.
Yep.
Hit that notification bell so then you are, told when to watch this video, because we like when YouTube tells us to do.
Yes,
things.
and if you also have like anything that you disagree on us, please feel free to debate us in the comments below.
Also, make sure that you go to YouTube, go to the search button, type in Geek Guild, and you look for our shield icon with the 2 G's on it. Alright, that's our channel. Don't get confused by the other people who haven't been active for 3-4 years, etc. and stuff like that. As well, we also have an Instagram page. Instagram page. Started running a bit. If you could follow that too, it is at, I believe, the Geek Guild or at Geek Guild.
At the Geek Guild.
At the Geek Guild.
At the Geek Guild. Alright.
Yeah.
So,
Alrighty. So
is that it?
that's a wrap.
Oh, last thing. If you want to see more of this idiot on camera, let us know as well. If not, this is the last time you see his goofy self.
Sad moments.
Just
kidding. All right. Bye, guys.
And cut.